big. I think that's it. There he is. You guys ready? Let's pull it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there! 600! 600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just. So here we are, back with the real supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
I'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready.
Nope. Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Just use a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3.
Ballapalooza. It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here. Okay, welcome. It is May 9th. I know a lot of people are excited and yeah, wanting to see who the winner is for the contest here.
Buckle in.
Let's see. We got David strapped in back here. My comments are a little lagging though. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I have it right here too. So we'll make sure we get the comments one way or another. I don't know why YouTube's lagging, but sometimes they get like this. Anyway, I think we should... Are we all good? We're all good. Yep, Peak Time Racing said seatbelts on, locked and loaded. We have a lot to cover today. Decent amount to cover today, actually.
There was some big news. Especially some late breaking news just today.
Yeah, that literally like it just happened as we were setting up live stream. Anyway, real quick though, I think everyone wants to know why we haven't... Oh yeah, please no cursing in chat. Thank you. First thing first, is let's go ahead and pick the winners for the contest because we have a bunch. We got some blue ones here, some red ones here. They're just hanging out in the seats and want to be given away.
Giving two away today.
2 away today.
These are the Samsung portable SSD T5 500 gigabyte SSD drives.
Yes, and they're pretty awesome. We use them all the time for our Sentry mode. I actually use them when I like go edits and stuff like that. I always keep them with me. Anyway, though, let's just get to it. So what we did is we went and scraped all the comments from that video, and we took those and put them into a spreadsheet. So here, let me drag this over a little bit. We will show everybody. So here's everyone's guess. This is for the Y, and then we have everyone's guess for the entire that was a sexy lineup, and this is for everyone's guess for Y. We had some really good guesses, not gonna lie. Some people didn't bother to guess for one or the other.
Yeah.
So it seems like more people didn't guess for the sexy lineup, which was, I mean, it's okay.
A little more work on that one.
But anyway, so the winner for the Model Y guess was Matthias Martins Lopez. At 7,818, and the winning number, the actual number, was 7,822. So only 4 off, which, round of applause in chat for him. That was a killer guess. And then for the sexy lineup, the actual number was 30,542. The winner being Electric Future at 30,587. So only 45 away. Again, claps in chat. Good job guessing, everybody. It was a lot of fun. I'm always excited to see what people come up with. And this did not disappoint. So we'll be reaching out to you guys for your SSDs. You can pick either one and any of that. So we'll be mailing those out shortly. So make sure you check out your messages. Well, check out your comments on the ball pit video, because that's how we will get in touch with you. Whew, that was a mouthful. Anyway, news. Let's just jump right into it. I guess we can talk right away with the Gigafactory in Shanghai.
Yeah, that was news at the beginning of the week, where basically there was report that the Gigafactory in Shanghai had shut down. Some people were reporting it might be because of lack of components and they're no longer able to build complete cars, so they're shutting things down. Don't know the complete word on that yet, but Tesla did say it was a planned shutdown, so it could be possible they're just shutting it down temporarily to retool.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that goes. But then there's also news about Fremont Factory, and that's where it gets a little bit more interesting. Yeah, Elon said...
Well, later in the week, though, the Fremont Factory, they said, okay, we're going to open it back up like Friday or something like that.
Yep.
And right as they were...
And Elon even said he was going to be there.
Yeah, and they were opening it back up, and then they got word from the Alameda County that they were not allowed to open back up, even though the state of California governor says it's okay, and the Fremont mayor and all those are all in agreement that they should be allowed to open back up. The county is not in agreement with that, and they said they can't open. And Elon is not happy about that.
No, and I honestly, I can't 100% blame him. He does have a business to run. He has a lot. How many people work at that factory?
I don't know, 15,000, something. I don't
20,
know.
30.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of people that work there.
Tens of thousands.
And they've also done a lot of work in Shanghai to make sure they could open there, and have put a lot of stuff in place and just literally copied it over.
Yeah, a lot of safety measures.
And so I can kind of understand why he wants to get everyone back to work, of course. And I don't know. I can kind of see it both ways, but it got a little heated today.
Yeah, we found out when we got back from, we visited Supercharger again, and we found out that Elon tweeted that he is filing a lawsuit, or Tesla is filing a lawsuit immediately against the Alameda County because they're preventing them from opening the factory back up. And he's threatening, or he's saying that effective almost immediately, they're going to be moving headquarters and production from Fremont to Nevada and Texas.
Which is huge. I mean, he already talked about Battery Day being in California or Texas. We kind of assumed next Gigafactory is going to be in Texas.
So this just kind of confirms, again, something's happening in Texas. We predicted it. We told you guys last week. We told you guys like last Wednesday on the call that something's happening in Texas. And here again, Elon is saying Texas. So something's definitely
Something's going down. But also, like, I mean, to be 100% honest, it makes sense for them to have the factory next to, like, the battery factory, like Reno or Sparks, Nevada.
Sparks, yep.
So that makes sense. They have a ton of land there, but they're also going to have another gigafactory down in Texas. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of makes sense to be a little closer to where your supply is.
And both of those locations have their benefits, like the one up in Sparks or the Reno area, tons of land, and it's a lot cheaper than anything you're going to find in the Bay Area. You know, definitely real estate is cheaper. The workforce might be cheaper, or even if they pay the same, you know, even if they end up paying people the same as what they're paying them in the Fremont area, that money for the employees will just go, you know, twice as far, just because the cost of living is so much less in the Reno area.
Exactly. So hopefully they would just keep salaries the same and the employees would just have their money go further. I guess this is kind of like literally like a breaking news story. We don't know where this is going to go. We don't really know.
Yeah, so basically you did hear, wasn't there a statement by the mayor of Fremont? Or?
Yes, and she basically reiterated her support for Tesla and kind of in a way said if they lose Tesla, they're going to be SOL.
Yeah, because Tesla is one of the largest exporters in the state of California,
Yep.
and that would be a big shock to the state if Tesla left, because you know tens and thousands of jobs, and think of the millions, billions of dollars they bring to the economy. Hopefully, this is playing like maybe he's bluffing. I don't know, but hopefully that gets the attention of the local authorities there, and they can come to an understanding which allow them to start manufacturing back up again.
Yeah, I definitely think it was probably a bluff, but at the same point, knowing Elon, I wouldn't be afraid if he stuck to his word.
Yeah, we've talked for years about, you know, the Bay Area. It's like, it's definitely expensive out there. I could definitely see them still having some sort of, you know, headquarters or software development out there, because definitely a lot of software development going on in the Bay Area. But for manufacturing, that wouldn't be so hard to move and to take to Nevada or Texas. And you know, in Nevada, one reason they built the gigafactory there is because it's closer to like the salt flats and stuff like that. And they were talking about lithium mines and stuff like that, and being able to source those minerals for the batteries. So, as we've seen in Shanghai, they can put everything right there in one factory. And designing from scratch, they could definitely improve processes and build cars faster by starting from scratch with a new factory there.
Yeah, because I mean, Elon himself said what was it that's made in the next neighboring city?
In San Joaquin County, they're doing castings. And the castings, they've been manufacturing the entire time the factory's been shut down. They've been working uninterrupted, and so it sounds like they've got a lot of parts ready to be assembled.
Not just that, but I didn't realize they were so spread out.
There are tons of locations in the Bay Area besides just the Fremont factory, because you know the headquarters is over in Palo Alto, so that's not that's a totally different county. I think that's Santa Clara County. So this is not just this is not just the one location. It sounds like he's threatening to move everything, trying to get help, I think, from the governor of California.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. There's a lot that could be gained out of this, a lot that could be lost out of this. So hopefully both sides can just come to an agreement and we can all play nice. The third row posted on Twitter, the lawsuit is already filed. Yep. Okay, so didn't waste any time. But yeah, it was very, very kind of, I didn't expect this to happen like this, but yeah. So I guess we'll see, and we'll probably follow up on this next week too and see what's been made of it. But as of right now, that's kind of where it stands.
Big breaking news. Yeah, it just happened within the last few hours.
Exactly. And why I do want all the people that work there to be safe and everything. Elon did actually say, I believe, in his email to employees that if you aren't comfortable coming into work, you don't have to. And I would assume that would come with a we're not going to punish you clause if you just choose not to.
And I believe too, they were following the recommendations from the state of California.
You bet.
To
they went above and beyond.
They weren't going to bring back 100% of the workforce. I think it was like 30% or something like that. So they were definitely doing what they could to reduce risk and keep people away from each other, but still allow them back on the job.
Yeah. So it's kind of a bummer it had to come to this, but I guess we'll just see what happens. I know there's been a lot of pressure on other manufacturing companies around the U.S., around the world, to be honest. And it'll be interesting to see where this goes, because this could be really good for Tesla. Maybe move them out of such an expensive state.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that more at the end of the news, but definitely that's breaking news we want to bring with you. One of the other things Elon tweeted about this week was that the Roadster, the next-gen Roadster, is probably going to be delayed. They're going to be focusing on the Cybertruck more, which makes sense. They're going to sell a lot more Cybertrucks than Roadsters. I mean, we're going to be a little upset that it's going to be delayed, but you know, hopefully it's still under development and it'll still be coming out. But that just gives them that much more time to make it even better.
Exactly, and I'm really looking forward to that SpaceX package that's been hinted at. So yes, it looks like Roadster's going to be a little later than we thought and hoped for. Some people were saying 2021. Some people were saying, since Elon said it might be after the Cybertruck, we might not see a Roadster until 2022.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's still a couple years away, but...
It is. So hopefully it doesn't take that long, but you never really know. So I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see on that too. But this whole situation worldwide, we're not going to say that word though, because that'll get us dinged on YouTube.
But one of
hasn't helped with the situation.
But so some of the other tweets Elon sent out this past week, one was about video conferencing. Somebody was asking him, hey, we've got cameras in the car, we've got screens in the car, everybody's working remotely using Zoom and Microsoft Teams and stuff like that. And it's like, any chance that we're ever going to get video conferencing in the cars? And Elon said, yeah, that's a feature that they will have in the future. And it's like, that could be interesting because sitting at a supercharger, sometimes if you don't want to play on the games or watch Netflix or play on your phone or get something to eat, you could give somebody a call and just chat with them that way. And that'd be cool to kind of use your car for your video conferencing.
Yeah, and it already has a camera in there.
I mean, just today...
That would be cool
today we went to the vet and we were sitting in the car. They're making people sit in their car, and the vet will send a vet tech out to pick up the dog and then take them inside because they're still, keeping safe, keeping socially distant. But we saw in the car over from us, there was somebody there who had her phone up on the dashboard and she was doing like FaceTime or something like that, some sort of video chat. And I tried calling Eric, but then we had some feedback thing since we were in the same car, and then it was coming through on the speakers. It was not a good idea. But if you call somebody outside of the car, much better.
Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of cool things they could really do there. There's talk like, adding Zoom. I've never actually used Zoom yet, but I hear it's great. But yeah, it would be actually kind of cool to do that because, while it's supercharging, if I'm there by myself supercharging, I tend to use that time to eat and make phone calls, catch up with people. Yeah. So that would be kind of cool. So
one other big tweet Elon had was the announcement of his new son with Grimes.
Yay! Claps in chat.
Congratulations to Elon. I think this is his 6th kid. It's another boy. So he's 100% on son. So he's got triplets, set of twins, and now a single kid. Whatever.
Single
3,
child.
2,
yes.
1. Yeah.
But yeah, and the name, that's
very interesting name.
Unique, and I love unique. But it is XAE, the same AE that Derek uses, us. So, I don't know. I can't help but think that we helped inspire that name.
Maybe, you never know.
Maybe, you never know. A-12. So, very unique name by any circumstance. But definitely huge congrats to Elon and Grimes on that. It's got to be an exciting time. And same with May and the whole Musk family. Yeah. Having a new child in the family. It's kind of fun. But all boys. That's wild.
Yeah. And so in software news this week, it looks like there's a couple different releases going out. We have 2020.12.11.5, which we received on both of our Model S's, but we really didn't notice anything new on that. So pretty minor release. I think it's just getting us ready for the next one. The other release, which did come out, was 2020.16, which has a few changes in it. One is the toy box redesign. So instead of just having the little icons all spread out, they've changed it to be kind of a scrolling list. So this will allow them to have a lot more Easter egg features available instead of just the limited space they had before. Not huge change, but I think that means there's some more Easter eggs coming soon, hopefully.
Definitely.
Also, one of the other changes was they just changed how charging sites are displayed on the map, and they'll have like 1, 2, or 3 lightning bolts just to probably indicate if they're level 1, 2, or 3 chargers and how fast you can charge at those locations. Also, they said there were some dash cam improvements in backgammon, so they've just upgraded the game there a little bit.
They trained the new backgammon with 20 million plus games.
Yeah, we've played backgammon in the car against the computer, and it was too easy. So hopefully these improvements will make it a little more.
We definitely had more fun playing backgammon against each other.
Yeah,
because the computer,
not as predictable.
It was like I always just won, which is fun. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes I like a challenge. I want to think about it. So yeah, that is a pretty cool update. We do not have that one yet, though.
Not yet.
So hopefully soon, but I guess we'll see. Other really cool update that Tesla released. I don't really want to pull it up on my computer because it might show some of my personal information. But if you go into your Tesla account, underneath your cars, it will actually talk about or mention like the Tesla shop, and you can view your order history, which is dangerous. If you have a loved one that you don't want to know how much money you have spent with Tesla, do not tell them this. Make sure they're not watching this stream, and if they are, I apologize.
It was interesting to see because we've been purchasing stuff from the Tesla shop for years.
Oh yeah.
But there was never any way to see your history, and so now we can go log in and see it. And I've only ordered a few under my account, but looking under Eric's account, I can see he's made dozens of purchases over the years.
23 to be exact.
Scroll back. My only complaint, I guess, it's nice to be able to see all that information. My biggest complaint is they only show you like 5 items at a time, and so you have to keep clicking next. So if you have a lot of purchase history, you have to click next and next and next. It would be nice if they just pulled the contents up dynamically and you just constantly scroll, kind of like when you're looking at comments in YouTube under a video. You could keep scrolling and it'll bring some up, or maybe show 10 per page instead of 5. I mean, it's just way too little.
Yeah, I'm just double checking real quick to make sure, but I'd like to show you guys what mine looks like. I just don't want to show. Oh, it does show my order numbers, so unfortunately I can't. But anyway, it's ridiculous. It's 23 orders and it's 5 per page.
And what's one other bug or whatever I don't like too is if you look at the page numbers at the bottom, it says like one.
Yeah, it says 1 and 2.
But there's only showing you 5.
Like
there should be like 5 pages worth of stuff, and then you go to page 2 and it shows you like a 3, and so it's like they.
And then when you're on page 3, it shows you only 2 and 4, so it only shows you 1 page up and 1.
So they've got a few bugs to work out there, but hopefully they'll. It's nice to have that information available.
Yeah, it definitely is, but also it's kind of scary because like just looking at this, adding this up in my head.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, we're just not going to look at that anymore. We're done.
Yeah. So also some other Tesla news. They had some solar news this week. They started some price match guarantee, where basically for comparable systems, they're going to match their competitors' pricing, which is good. I mean, they had that in the past. I don't know what the details are, how this one is different versus what they had a couple of years ago. But I mean, we've definitely seen prices have always been dropping, and just since we bought our solar, the prices continue to come down. So it's definitely a good deal.
But also, like when we did get our solar,
we price matched, and in our case, they were the cheapest one.
Exactly.
So
we heard they would price match, so we went around, we shopped, we got a bunch of quotes, and Tesla was the cheapest to begin with. Yeah. So we didn't even have to ask them about that. But this time it is official online about price matching, which is great.
So also in solar news, it sounds like Sunrun is going to start carrying Powerwalls, which is kind of interesting because Tesla is a direct competitor in solar market, but now Sunrun is going to be carrying Tesla's Powerwalls, and so that's pretty cool. That should really help expand the market base, because right now, in the past when Tesla was installing solar in a Solar City, they were like the largest installer. But then when Tesla brought them in, they kind of really cut back on sales. I think they only installed about a third as much solar last year as Sunrun did. So Sunrun is huge, and so if Tesla can just focus on producing those Powerwalls and get Sunrun, selling them and installing them, that should really help out. I do know too that I think it was last month Tesla announced they had produced or installed their 100,000th Powerwall.
Yep.
So definitely those are just blowing up, and as in the number of sales. And
yeah.
And they are just selling like hotcakes, and sometimes there's a wait just because they were selling so quickly. But I think they did ramp up production, so I haven't heard much of delays recently.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar though with any other companies that offer something as connected and as big as a Powerwall.
Yeah, there are some other batteries out there, but they're smaller. I've seen some that come in all different sizes, but they start really too small. I think it's like 3 or 6 kilowatt hours, and then you'd have to have so many of them just to add up to like one Powerwall. They'd have some bigger ones, but they're just not as integrated, and it's not this. It's not as good in my opinion as what Powerwalls offer, and especially for the price.
Exactly, for the price. I mean, Powerwalls are not cheap. Do not take that the wrong way. But for the price and everything, I really think the Powerwalls are the choice if you want a battery backup. I know some people have reached out and we've chatted back and forth, and they've actually built their own battery backup system with like a bunch of older batteries. Huge props to them. I do not have that kind of knowledge. I would blow myself up. So like besides building your own, really the Powerwall is an excellent option. Yes, they are expensive. Yes, you could buy a base Model 3 for probably the same price as an equivalent kilowatt hour Powerwall system. So that's kind of weird to think about. But yeah, love our Powerwalls still. But yeah, and I guess the last thing we kind of want to talk about is our Model Y tow hitch. So we got that video up this week. We received it, like on Monday? Was it?
The tow hitch?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we received it like Monday, immediately put it on, and got everything ready to go. And we got a lot of comments about that screw. And we also heard from
that screw.
several. We also heard from several other people that they also had issues with the screw in that same place. So, wanted to kind of just walk through that with you guys. This does have my rant in it, so prep yourself for that. I wonder if I can get copyright striked for watching my own video. Huh. I wonder. Anyway, here, I think it's like right here. So there's like these screws right here. There's one here, and one here. And in those, like, the way they designed those screws, they did like a circle nut and a circle hole, which doesn't make any sense because normally nuts are like hex nuts or something like that so that they can't be spun. You can actually grab onto them, but these don't. This one just kept spinning. So initial thoughts were, crap, this is going to suck. But also, what's going on at the factory potentially? So we thought of a couple things, and one was that maybe it wasn't glued in or secured right. And another was maybe the machine or operator, whoever tightens that one down, might have their, I don't want to call it a screwdriver, but whatever they're using, it might be over torquing it and like ripping the glue away and like separating it.
Yeah, but if that could definitely be what's causing it, but it's like they should have higher specs or whatever to prevent that.
Completely agree.
Or if they just used a different shape. I think maybe with round, it's easy because you can just dump it in there. You don't have to twist it, for the shape to line up. So if you had a square hole and you had to drop in that square nut, you'd have to line them up. If it's circular, it just always will fit.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it also just will always spin if it becomes unglued. So problem. But I'm sure they'll redesign that or fix that in the future. And nobody ever really sees it. Nobody's ever going to take that except for people who are retrofitting and putting on their own tow hitch. So it's going to be quite rare anybody will ever see this.
But it's also going to cause problems potentially for Tesla because there's word on the street, again, no confirmation of which models they'll be doing it on or which manufacturer dates. But the word on the street is they will be able to retrofit some of their current Model Ys, if not all of them, with a tow hitch.
Yeah, and hopefully,
so if they're doing that, they're going to find out they're going to
have the same problem, I think. And again, it probably cost, 30 to 60 minutes just because of this one nut. If that had not been a problem, we could have totally swapped out and put on the hitch much quicker. Less than 3 hours, probably just 2 hours to remove the bumper, remove the crash bar, put on the tow hitch, replace it. Couple of hours.
Yeah, it would have been way faster than it ended up taking. That was by far the most frustrating part. Everything else actually went really smoothly. We took our time taking everything apart because I didn't want to break anything. So obviously be careful if you're doing that, especially those rear tail lights. You don't want to torque them the wrong way because you will just snap them. But I mean, besides the screw situation, everything went really well. And we've been doing some testing with the hitch. We had some bikes on it. If you saw that video, we'll be doing a couple videos this week on different bike rack options and kind of what we've seen so far for energy usage. Should be fun. But I think that was kind of like the last of the news besides our solar update, which everybody loves a solar update.
Yeah, we'll just do a quick update again, but we broke a record on our solar system. So again, we've got about a 20.5 kilowatt system. And on Thursday, we hit a record. And you can see we had the perfect solar day. If you look that orangish color there, that just shows the sun throughout the day.
Hold on for 1 second. For some reason.
It's not lined up there. That's weird.
Wow.
But basically, I
don't know what happened there.
We had the perfect solar day. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever you make it full screen, it's not working. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to do it like this for now.
But we generated 143 kilowatt hours. So our previous record was 139. So not a huge increase, but we still beat it by 4 kilowatt hours, which is great. And on that day, we actually used 2.9 kilowatt hours from the grid, and we sent 110 kilowatt hours back. So just insane amount of production. We are, dumping all these back to the grid, powering all of our neighbors, and we are earning these credits from our electric company, which will help roll over from month to month. And if you go to the next week, you can see we had a really good, sunny every day. I took this screenshot a little earlier, so it shows we're kind of low there, only about 100, a little over 100, but it's still out there generating. But for the whole week so far, just since Monday, we generated 757 kilowatt hours and sent 520 back to the grid, only used 33. So almost, 490 surplus for the week. And if you go for the year so far, you can see, March, April, May, great solar numbers. We are doing, so far for the year, we actually passed a record. We have now generated more power for the year than what we've taken from the grid. We've sent more back. So from the grid, we've only used 4,215 kilowatt hours, but we've already sent 4,566. So we've got a surplus for the year, and all of that just keeps getting credited back to our account, and it will roll over from month to month. So that should be able to help us when we get into like November and December, and hopefully even January.
Yeah, it's been great so far. We've been really racking up those solar credits, and luckily it's been pretty sunny here. We've had some clouds and stuff like that, but yeah, this month has been
great. We've only had one day, I think, our lowest so far this month was like 50 kilowatt hours on the 2nd of May. But other than that, we've been hitting like over 100 something every day.
Yeah, so. And the best day, again,
143.
143. That's pretty
awesome.
awesome.
The days continue to get longer, so I mean, I think we're going to hit 150 here soon, and who knows, maybe even 160 by the middle of June. But one thing I've noticed is, as the days get longer, we get more power generation throughout the day, but because of higher temperatures, that can actually reduce the efficiency of the panel as they get warmer. So lately we've been saying that our system is 20.5 kilowatts. It's been maxing out for the most part about 17.5 at peak. And again, we have panels facing all different directions, so they're not all facing south. But that helps us throughout the day, so we'll get the east sun in the morning, and then moves as the sun moves across the sky, hits our panels in the west. So while the temperature goes up, maxing out about 17.5 kilowatts now, but I have seen on some days when it's a little cooler, I've seen the system jump up to over 21.5 kilowatts, even though our system's only rated to 20.5. It's just the panels act more efficient when they're cooler.
Yeah, definitely. So like, since it is a little bit cooler this time of year, we've been getting some really good breezes through.
Yeah, and the clouds come in every once in a while, and that'll cool things down. So it drops the production, but when they go away, then it jumps back up. And so anyways, in June, we're going to have those even longer days, as we get to the summer solstice and stuff. So we can probably hit 160. And those maxes, though, it's probably not going to be hitting 20, 21, 22 very often, just because it's going to be a little warmer in June and July and August.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking, though. And I really think it's just going to get better and better. So, yeah, I think besides that, that was kind of it. So we'll go ahead and start just doing some Q&A and just chat with everybody. Hopefully everybody's staying safe, doing well.
Oops. Usually don't have my phone here. And about one time I bring my phone down.
So, yeah, let's see here. I was trying to see where everybody is. Okay, so yes, they are SSDs that we're giving away, and we're giving away more later this month too. So
yeah, so that's why we have them all sitting here.
tuned.
We haven't figured out what the next prize drawing or whatever is going to be, but we're going to be giving all of these away this month.
Yeah, so
in the coming weeks, I should say.
Definitely stay tuned if you haven't. Let's see. Elon Kerman says, "How are you?" I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. It's we've been watching a lot of like Netflix, just kind of hanging out. Hopefully everybody else is doing well. Let's see. Diego says, have you noticed a loud noise from the heat pump? Yes. That is one of the downside of the heat pump.
We've noticed that. And so one thing we've noticed, so we have one of the early Model Ys. Its VIN is like less than 1,500. They didn't get a lot out in the first quarter of this year, but the heat pump does make some noise, but we've heard that they're already retrofitting, or not retrofitting, but they've already come out with like a redesign to make it quieter. And we don't know if it's they need to do something inside the heat pump or if they just need to put some like padding or some insulation around the heat pump. It's not that loud, but when your car's just sitting out in the driveway or in the garage, and if you open the door or something, it might start up and you'll hear a fan noise. So it's nothing like a combustion engine or anything like that. But for a totally silent car, it's not as quiet as the other cars in the lineup.
Definitely. But again, that heat pump's supposed to help.
The heat pump, yeah, it's supposed to really help with efficiency and stuff on drives. It will definitely help you heat the car a lot more efficiently.
Yep.
Efficiently.
Let's see. Jim says, if Elon does move out of California, would that affect you guys? I doubt he would close Fremont until another one's ready to ship. It wouldn't affect us.
Yeah, and I don't think, too, they're not going to close the factory down anytime soon. They'll probably start looking effective immediately, but it could take years before they actually shut down that factory.
Exactly.
Because they got to build a new one someplace else before they can shut that one down. So it's not going to happen anytime soon, but the threat is there, and they can start planning to move elsewhere.
Exactly.
And again, we're going to hear in the next...
They are.
And we're going to hear in the coming weeks that they're probably going to be building a gigafactory in Texas. And so if they're already doing that, why not build a corporate headquarters or something there as well?
100% agree. Makes sense. Let's see. Jeff DeWolf, any word on some Model Y floor mats? Yes. If you saw the toe hitch video, and I think it got cut from the ball pit video.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you saw the toe hitch video, there's a sneak peek in that one of some Model Y floor mats. That video will probably be up. Give me 1 second. Let me look.
The 20th or something?
Not this coming week, the following week.
Yeah.
So, yes. And I will say, they're excellent.
Yeah, we got them. We've had them for a couple weeks now.
Yeah. Let's see. Hello from the Netherlands. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Skeeter, have you ever all tested to see the range of Model Y is with and without the Gemini cover? So we don't have Geminis for the Model Y yet. I have ordered them. They have not arrived. But we did get new wheels for Model Y. They're not Gemini. They're aftermarkets yesterday. And hopefully that video is up this week. I'm really excited for them. You'll have to check them out. Did a sneak peek on my Instagram. So I think that might still be up. Let's see. Per Anderson, did the trailer kit come with the electric socket? With the wiring harness, no. But Tesla has a wiring harness on there. You'll just need like an extension from them. But I think there's at least one other third party.
I know one company makes one has one that works on like the Model 3.
Yeah.
Hopefully the same one will work for the Model Y. We haven't tried it. We're not going to be towing a trailer right now.
Not with this Y.
So we didn't need to worry about the wiring. But for the bike racks, it works fine. What we've had.
Yep. Let's see. Tyler says hello from Virginia Beach. Hello, welcome. Paradox Phantom says, how do you afford Teslas? So I have like day job, and so does David. I work in biotech.
And I'm a developer.
And he's a developer. And I also have some side businesses. I stay very busy, but I love Teslas and wouldn't want to drive anything else. Let's see.
Well, I saw. We've been talking about the Gigafactory in Texas, and Jimmy James was saying, does it make sense if they can't even sell cars there? And that's one thing we've been talking about, because for those of you who don't know, but Texas has some laws and with their auto dealer association, stuff like that Tesla's not allowed to sell directly in Texas. So people who buy there have to actually like pay for it out of state, like in advance, and then have it shipped in. And I'm hoping that if Tesla is building a factory there, that they've come to a deal with the state government allowing them to actually sell cars, because it doesn't make sense if you're not even allowed to sell there. It doesn't make sense to build there. So there's got to be some breakthrough on that front.
But having a gigafactory there is just going to help strengthen that relationship with Texas. Yeah. And so I am only waiting for Battery Day, because I'm sure when they drop that gigafactory is going to be built there, it's also going to be in conjunction with Tesla and Texas are now together, and now we can service and deliver and everything straight in Texas, which would be amazing. That's exactly what they need. DB said, Monroe said the heat pump could be cavitating and to have it checked, and I saw somebody else said if it's making noise, there might be air in the line. So I guess we'll get it checked. But I mean, it only doesn't make a ton. I just don't know like at what level is too much.
Yeah, and again, it's not loud. It's just not totally silent.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Greg from Australia, welcome. Looking forward to Skype Zoom streaming. So I have got a friend working on this for setting up a potential Zoom call for everybody. So hopefully we could jump on something. I think it'd be kind of fun. Definitely keep an eye on my Twitter though, because that's where I'll like announce it, try to set it up. I'll probably mention it in a live stream before we do it, but keep an eye there.
So I saw, just going back to the trailer hitch, I see Liberty Murph at 627 was asking how much weight can the Model Y tow hitch tow? And he was saying 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds. It's actually the same 3,500 pounds as what Tesla, factory OEM tow hitch is going to support. And it's, I think, the same 350 pound
tongue weight. Yep, exactly. So it's quite a bit when you actually like look at it. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, and so the hitch that we put on it was like the Eco Hitch
Torque Lift
from Torque Lift, and it's got a 2-inch receiver.
Yes, but they do have it in 1.25" should you desire to have a smaller one. I think the 2-inch might be more beneficial because if you do have an 1.25" accessory, you could always get a sleeve around it to make it fit 2-inch. But you can't make a 2-inch fit in 1.25" without an extension, and that just pushes everything further away from the car, which is not always the greatest. So things to think about. I think they're actually the same price too, so even more reason to just get the 2-inch. Grant says, won't the lockdown already be lifted in California by the time it takes Tesla to fully move headquarters to, say, Texas? Pretty hard to tell, probably. Time will tell. Yeah, I definitely think they will be. I think this is Elon just saying the state, the governor, everybody backs him except for
the county.
County, and I guess like their health inspector is like an interim, wasn't elected.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many theories on this. I don't want to go down like that dark rabbit hole of why they could be doing this.
Yeah, but I think
there's a lot.
I think again, you got to think short term and long term. Short term, they're filing the lawsuit and they're expressing their disappointment. They want to get open right away. They have everybody. Not everybody wants to come back to work, but there are some that want to, and they're trying to take measures to have a safe workplace. But in the longer term, when they build the factory in a different state, that's years away. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah. But as soon as that's done, they might really reconsider moving.
Yeah, they could shut down Fremont. That's what I think Elon is hinting at. It's like it's not going to happen overnight, but in the coming years, they could shut down the Fremont factory if they're not allowed to open soon.
Yeah. Oliver says, is it true that Cybertruck can swim? I mean, other Teslas have floated. I don't know. Have you seen anything?
I heard Elon kind of made that same tweet about how it will float for a while. I don't, I wouldn't expect it. I wouldn't plan on it. You might.
I don't want to necessarily try it.
You could probably go through some deep water, and definitely on the Cybertruck, you'll be able to go through deeper water than on like an S. But I wouldn't expect it to float like a boat.
Yeah.
If it does, that would be a really cool feature, though.
That would be
like amphibious vehicles.
Congratulations, Dan, on your Model Y order. Best of luck. They're amazing vehicles. You'll really, really like it. Let's see. A lot of people say they want to work for Tesla or Starlink. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I wish they had some headquarters here in Colorado.
Definitely.
I would definitely. I mean, Elon was tweeting too that Tesla and SpaceX are two of the companies that engineers want to work at the most. Or maybe that was what he was talking about in the podcast the other day.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a company that everybody wants to, well, not everybody, but a lot of the tech people and software developers want to work at Tesla. It's just so on the bleeding edge with groundbreaking technology and stuff, and they move fast to put out new products and cool products. They're not like some of these older companies that can take years to do something. So definitely a good company to work for.
I would love to work for Tesla. Yes. Only downside though is
we'd have to stop the YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I doubt. Actually, I know for sure they wouldn't let me work for Tesla and YouTube about Tesla. Yeah. So I choose to YouTube so I can bring everything to you guys. I think that's kind of fun. But yeah, maybe some point. I don't know. You never know. Life can change on an instant. But Diego has a good question that has me. I've been thinking about it a lot, actually. Any idea how long it's going to take for a diecast Model Y to come out?
I don't know.
I've been looking at that page
We keep looking
So
at our
much.
models up here. Oh, you can't really see it since the camera's moved, but
Oh,
with all
yeah.
the die cast, your camera's
Here,
kind of
wait.
pointed that way.
Let me see. Oh no, I
But
can't.
yeah, that camera up there needs to be pointed a little bit that
Yeah.
way. But basically, we have all the die casts except for the Model Y. I mean, we even have the Roadster, which if it's been delayed for a couple of years, and there's no Cybertruck either, I guess. But hopefully, they'll be coming out with those soon.
Let me see. Okay, momentarily. As I try to delete this. Hopefully, I don't mess this camera up too much. There they
So
are.
you can see those, and yeah. So we're looking forward to those. Hopefully, if you ever see those, tweet us or something right away. Let us know the Cybertruck and the Model
Yeah.
Y are die casts are on the shop, and we will definitely be ordering those as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, and maybe we'll even order one to give away. Why not?
Yeah.
We'll see. Let's see. Alec is saying, would it be good to move Tesla to a factory in a place like Salt Lake City? I mean, anywhere more central is not a bad thing. I think the biggest thing right now is they have a bunch in Sparks, Nevada, just right outside of Reno. So I think that would be a prime location to just expand because everything's already there. But also we've been hearing a lot about Texas, and that could be very good too, because if they're going to start building a lot of SpaceX stuff there with the cold rolled steel and all that, that's also going to be used on like Cybertruck. That could be super beneficial too. The less you have to move equipment, the better. Or dry goods or parts and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good places. Some people even want it here in Colorado. I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I think it'd be kind of cool, but yeah, somewhere more central I think is best.
Yeah, and the nice thing, Salt Lake would be right there on I-80, so definitely on the main interstate across the country there.
Yeah.
But in Texas, centralized in the U.S. So both good locations. But I don't know, but Salt Lake City might be too close to Nevada. I don't know if they build one in another state. I think they would just keep expanding out in the Sparks area.
Yeah, but it also depends too on like what kind of concessions and everything states are willing to give.
Yep, definitely.
Yep. Let's see. Alec is sorry, just answered that question. Steve said, "Do you need to put lights on your bike rack? We do in the UK because the bike rack will cover the lights." We don't necessarily need to. We're not supposed to block them. But the nice thing is with the bike rack that we have. Let me pull up the pictures real quick.
We noticed it was cool that
I should have done that.
The second we have, I don't remember about the first one, but the second one that we bought, which is it's a Thule.
It's like the Thule T2 Pro,
like XT Pro or something like that, plus
bunch of
add-on,
letters.
so it can hold up to 4 bikes. But when it's folded up, right where the split is between the 2 and the other 2 add-on, you can totally see the brake light. So it doesn't block them at all. It might block them a bit, I suppose, if we have a bunch of bikes on there. But no, where we're at, you're not required to put on those lights. We have talked about getting some reflectors or putting something back on there, or
We're definitely gonna put some kind of reflector of some sort,
or perhaps some magnetic lights or something like that. We did check and put some some really strong magnets on there, but it's not required.
Yeah,
At least, and it can vary from state to state, so we don't know. There might be states here that do require it, but where we're at, I've never seen anybody that had lights on their bike rack.
So I'm pulling up these photos real quick just so you can see. Hopefully, oh no, hopefully the computer's not like, it is cut. I don't know why it's doing that. That's very weird to me.
It's like it's centered on,
Yeah, it's like centered in the middle, which
that's
makes no
weird.
sense.
Huh.
Sorry it's cut like that. But anyway, here you can kind of see. So this is when it's all folded up. And it does hold 4 right now, but it can be separated, so it only holds 2, which will probably be how it is most of the time. But the nice thing is, if I want to hold 4, I can. But these taillights shine like right through here. So no problem there. It does block the license plate, but I mean, who really cares?
Yeah,
Sue
and
me.
I know that.
But look how long it
in
is.
some countries, blocking the license plate, they have to do something like put it back there. But yeah,
I mean,
they don't have that requirement.
It sticks out like 6 feet though.
It's a big bike rack, really long. We had a different one. We had a Yakima Full Swing as well, which we have some video coming on later this week.
Yep.
It's nice too, but depending on the size of your bikes, it might be hard to fit 4 bikes on that one. So that's what we're trying out, the Thule one.
Especially like full suspension bikes.
Yeah.
They didn't fit as well on that. Let's see. Tyree says, what state do you guys live in to get all that sun? Beautiful Colorado. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, and in Colorado, we have like over 300 days of sunshine a year. We've got more sun than San Diego, more sun than Miami, Florida. So it really helps with solar. I mean, we do get a lot of snow and stuff like that, but the snow, we can get 2 feet of snow one day and then have a sunny day the whole next day, and we just go out and clean off some of our solar panels, and we can produce solar, as if there had been no snow.
Yeah. Dimitri says, "Are you stockholders?" Yes. It's been a heck of a ride. We'll say that. Let's see. Wow. Okay, we've got a ton of messages. Let me try to work through some of these. If you see any, David, just feel free to jump on. Let's see. Oh, Diego says, "I don't see the new wheels on Instagram." It's actually an Instagram story. Let me see if it's still up or if it was.
Yeah, that was like
because the story is
it was a little over
last
24 hours ago. So
the story's gone. Okay. Well, I guess you'll.
We should be able to pull.
We'll do some sneak peeks.
Here, let me see. I'll see if I can find it.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to pull it up like that.
Well, they'll be up in a couple of days anyways. So
yeah.
You'll just watch for it, and we'll have some pictures and video up.
It's pretty awesome. Dan said he already pre-ordered the Model Y floor mats from Tasmanian. Congratulations. You're going to like them. Yep. Those are what I've been testing, and they're great. Let's see. Is Model 2 two-door in production from Robert? No, I believe wasn't that supposed to be for a potential China market only car?
I don't know. I never heard of the Model 2 name, so I don't know.
Because they released like some pictures or renderings of a potential China market only car. That might be it.
Yeah, I think they're still building out the factory there in Shanghai. They're definitely producing. Well, when they're open, they're producing tons of Model 3s, and they're definitely making a lot of progress on the Model Y factory there. So hopefully they'll start churning out the Y there soon. But I haven't heard about that locally developed Tesla yet.
Yep.
In China.
Yep.
In Shanghai.
Hi, Chris. Thank you for joining. Let's see here. An RC car could send back drone camera footage to the floor of your phone. That would be neat. Yes.
Maybe once we get those RC Cybertrucks. You know,
oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Because we do have those on there's going to be a few months on those.
I mean, I do have some RC Teslas up here.
Yeah, those are older, like the original Roadster. You see that?
So, yeah, that's like the original Roadster.
They do exist.
And this was like officially sanctioned by Tesla. Little RC car. I have, let's see.
Special
this is
edition.
An unofficial Tesla Model S RC car.
That's it. That's a Roadster. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm delayed. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm just now seeing the video of the Roadster because I'm like, wait, no, that's a.
So
slight lag between.
We do have some Tesla RC cars, but the Cybertruck is really going to be dope when that comes. I think it's supposed to be December if the whole situation in the world hasn't pushed that back. I haven't looked actually. We should try to do that later. Let's see. Robert M. Is air suspension possible for Model Y? As of right now, OEM, no. You never know. Things could change. Elon has said it's not coming to 3 or Y. Monroe said he found potential mount points for air tanks in Model Y. I don't know what to believe, but you can do it aftermarket. So that's an option.
I'm sure some other company's going to be coming out with it eventually, but it won't be as integrated as with the S and X.
Yeah, exactly. The aftermarket versions aren't bad. It just depends what you want to do with the car. So yeah, things to keep in mind. Sal says it is required in the US if it blocks the brake lights. Yep. When you guys get the wiring harness, you can get a brake light that connects to the rack. So that was kind of the idea. But I mean, the rack we have now, yes, it holds 4 bikes. Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't block it. So I think we'll be okay. We'll see how it works and go from there. Hopefully it's okay. But yeah, most of the time we're only going to be hauling around 2 bikes anyway. But we wanted the option to haul around 4 if we really desired to. Let's see. Sorry, I have to kick somebody out. Timeout. Bye-bye. Thank you for that. Sorry. Please do not be cursing and bad-mouthing people and any of that. That would be great. Much appreciated. Let's see. Yeah, it is cool that we can boot people. We got the power here. I don't like to boot people. I really don't, guys. But there's certain things you just shouldn't do, and that's one of them. Sorry. Tesla Roadster, since it will not be coming out anytime soon, shouldn't Tesla refund our deposits? I mean, if you have a deposit on the Roadster, you certainly can go on there and ask for your refund and just order it at a later date. It actually has, like, I don't remember who did. I think it was Dan at What's Inside. I think he's the one that posted it. I don't know if he just retweeted somebody or did it himself, but he actually like did the math. And if you would have bought the Founder series on day one at 250 grand, you would still be out 250 grand. If you had bought Tesla stock with that 250 grand, you'd have something like 650 grand right now. So you could buy several. But yeah, it's all a money game. If you have the funding to throw 250 grand down right away, I don't think you're super concerned with it.
Not.
But still, it's a lot of money. So you can cancel it though. John says the Tasmanian floor mats are only pre-order. How do I get them? Just if you fill it out for pre-order, he'll notify everybody. I don't know how much I really can say. I have been helping test fit.
Yeah, because we had one of the first Ys available, so we were able to test them out.
But I will say, if you do pre-order them, you will be happy with them. They fit very, very, very well. Much better than
the Model 3 mats.
Model 3 floor mats that I tried in Model 3 even. Yeah, Model 3 floor mats and Model Y definitely not going to fit. But Model 3 floor mats that I specifically bought for the Model 3 didn't fit as nice as his fit in Model Y. Yeah. Anyway, video on that coming soon.
Yeah. See, a couple people missed the beginning of the live stream, so they didn't see the announcements. But yeah, we already gave away or announced the winners of the SSD competition. And the numbers, I think, for the Model Y, there were 7,822 balls that fit in there, which is more than I expected. I was thinking it was going to be slightly less than what the Model S had, but because of the higher ceilings and stuff, it actually had about over 10% more cargo capacity, or volume, we should say.
Yeah, we'll be doing a little bit more in depth this week on that. But yeah, and then the total was 30,542.
Yeah, for across the S, the 3, the X, and the Y.
Yeah.
So we announced those winners, and we're going to contact them and ship those prizes out to them.
Yeah, but we will be giving away more SSDs later this month.
Yeah.
Some videos got shuffled around, so I don't know if it necessarily will be this week or won't be this week, but there will be more definitely this month, so definitely stay tuned. Let's see. Manuel says, what are you planning on doing after the virus is done? Road trip with Model Y. We really want to do that. We want to go places with it. We want to drive it around, enjoy it, and go camping and biking and a bunch of stuff. And so as soon as we can, we plan on doing that. I'm really actually excited for that. I want to do that. And then Awesome Car Kid said, is Tesla inventory still working? So while the website is still up and we do still post stuff on there, the actual inventory from Tesla's site is not, because Tesla is changing stuff constantly, and they're trying to dissuade and make it really hard for people to actually get their data.
Yeah, and also originally when we started the site 4 years ago, the search options for Tesla's inventory
were crap.
They didn't have anything. You could search by color, if it's all-wheel drive, the battery size, and location. That was about it for searches. And if they had 1,500 cars, you might have to search through several hundred cars to find one that matched your criteria. So we developed a website that would read in all of Tesla's inventory and allow you to choose every single option they had ever offered and narrow it down. So if there was 1,500 cars, you could find the 3 that actually had the options you want, and you could order it from anywhere across the country and get it shipped to you just like that. Over the years, after about 2.5 years of us providing that service, Tesla finally upgraded their website and added pretty much all the same search options that we offered. They even added an ability to get notified via email, because we were sending out alerts as soon as inventory added to the...
It looked very similar to
our
what we had.
Yeah.
Which is flattering, don't get me wrong.
But it took 2.5 years of us having a website providing that, instantaneous notification for inventory and instantly being able to narrow down and find the exact car you're looking for. And so Tesla came out, they updated their site, a little over a year ago, and so we didn't really see the need to provide that service anymore. There are some other sites out there that provide it, but we just use Tesla's site now because it's so easy to search now.
Exactly. So that is why that part's not running up. We are still planning on doing some more stuff with the website. It's just time is always the big thing. But yeah, let's see. I'm honestly not sure, Liberty Murph. He's asking what Colorado county or city would you recommend for an entrepreneur, multi-business
know.
owner to relocate to?
You'd have to research because I know that some places the taxes vary greatly.
Yeah.
And I know there's some places where there's like hardly any, like there's no like local like city tax or something. So if you live there and you buy a Tesla, the sales tax is half of what it is if you live someplace else. So you know, if you're a business owner, I would assume it would be kind of the same way. There might be cheaper places around the state, some better than others.
Yeah, I would definitely like look for somebody to help you find a house out here. Sean Mitchell, he has a YouTube channel and everything. He's great. He's a Tesla owner and everything too. He's a realtor. He can help you, and you can ask him his ideas. He'd probably be a lot better on that because that's like his wheelhouse. I did see one question here. Where was that? Oh, the nerd says, since Tesla's prioritizing Cybertruck, when do you think the earliest we'll see the next gen Roadster?
Yeah.
I mean, Cybertruck is supposed to be delivered next year.
Yeah, so I don't see the Roadster before.
I mean, it could be the same time.
Yeah, that would be
It depends
surprise,
where they build it. But if they're building a whole gigafactory in Texas for Cybertruck, maybe they'll build Roadster there on its own separate line because it's not going to be a high yield vehicle. So I don't think the line would necessarily need to be as big. So maybe next year? I don't know. What do you think?
That's being optimistic. I mean, I always wish.
I'm trying
but
to.
I mean, I think the Cybertruck's not, and they might be delayed because of the shutdown and stuff like that. But I wouldn't expect it before, you know, in second half of next year or even sometime into 2022.
I'm going to start crying.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Let me pull it together. Let's see.
I saw a couple questions asking again about the third row seat in the Model Y.
Okay.
We don't know yet if it's going to be rear facing. We've seen the video Sandy Monroe, and we also did our own video where we took these very seats that I'm sitting on and we went and stuck them in the back of the Model Y. It's a tight fit. They fit width-wise, but height-wise, you know, it would not fit really.
But also, like, if they faced forward,
I don't see how there would
how
be
would
any
you get
leg
any
room.
leg room?
When the way we were sitting, you know, rearward facing towards the hatch, does seem like that would be the way they would fit them in. They would have to have seats that are slightly smaller than the Model X seats, but it's possible. But I don't think they're going to have them facing forward.
Yeah. Jeff asking about the Tasmanian floor mats. They look pretty nice. Are the rear cargo area 2 pieces or 1? So the rear cargo area is 1. But it has a line down the middle, so you can still fold up and access the under part. I might be saying too much, but you asked. I'm just answering. Let's see. Where would we go on the road trip from Alec? I mean, I want to go to Moab with the bikes, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to do a lot of trips because, I mean, just
Yeah.
for road trips around the state, we can take the bikes out and do stuff like that. But once we get like the Cybertruck or the Roadsters, we're definitely going to go some, you know, cross-country trips. We were planning, you know, when we earned those first Roadsters, we were planning on doing, you know, around the entire country. Maybe not all in one trip, but we were definitely planning on visiting a lot of parts. Definitely going to California, even going up to Canada, stuff like that. So we're going to be going all around. So good chance you might be seeing us one of these days.
Oh, yeah. JJT review, would you rather have a Falcon Wing doors for Model Y or the normal doors? Go. I know your opinion.
I just like regular doors. They're fine for me.
Yeah. Now, I love the Model X Falcon Wing doors. Don't get me wrong. I know they've caused issues for some people. I have not experienced those issues. When we had ours, we didn't have any of those. But I don't really necessarily need that. I'm fine with a normal door.
Yeah, and I see Mark.
It's probably cheaper too.
I saw Mark was talking about with there's no panoramic roof with the
Yeah.
Falcon Wing doors. While you do have the little windows up there, the panoramic roof in the Y is amazing. When we were at the vet
So nice.
this afternoon and the dog was inside, we couldn't go inside. We had to wait out in the car, so we just had the AC on and I was just looking up and you can just, it was like you're outside almost, just seeing all the clouds overhead. And we don't often sit in the back seat, and you can definitely appreciate the full panoramic roof when you're in the rear seats.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous view, not gonna lie. Smooth Gummy, I use the EV CPO site. Yep, that's Hank's site. It's a great site too.
He's definitely, he's been around the longest, I think. So many search features on there, lots of ways, and you can get some free subscription, or there's a free way, and there's also ways you can subscribe. So.
Yep. Un says, have you guys been able to register your Y? I'm in Jeffco and I'm not sure if DMV is reopened yet. So have not registered it yet because I looked it up, and yes, unfortunately, like you have to like either mail in the paperwork or you have to put it in a Dropbox and they're going to contact you. It just seems like a huge hassle, so I've been putting it off.
So that's something we need to do in the next week because our temporary tag expires, I think,
end of the month,
May 19th or something.
Oh,
like
is
that.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have to take care of that in the next week. But again, you get like well, I don't know if you get an extension. You don't. But the thing is,
I'm sure they're gonna be doing
They
it
understand
now.
that if the office is closed, you're not able to get a license plate. It's not your fault. So.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. John says, one of the problems with Tesla Mobile Services is they don't have parts for your vehicle for the Model Y, so they have to order parts and come back. Yeah, if you put in your service request what the part is for, because I know somebody was looking for TPMS and they ended up having mobile service pushed back like a few days until they could actually get that part to then bring out to them. So definitely just like put exactly as much detail as possible,
Yeah,
and hopefully
they can pre-order those parts.
Exactly.
And that's something we tried to request a couple parts just because we wanted to test a few and do some things, and they couldn't even order those parts yet. So it's just something the factory shut down. They're not actively shipping those things out yet. Another thing too, one thing we haven't brought up, we saw that just a couple days ago, Tesla updated their webpage for that MCU infotainment upgrade on older cars, and they finally updated so that Autopilot 2 cars it says they are now scheduling for MCU 2 update. So previously it said it was going to be in March, and they pushed it off to April, then they pushed it off to late May, and then just on Thursday, I believe, they updated it saying that those cars can be scheduled. So I've seen several people have already announced that they've scheduled their Autopilot 2 car, and they're going to be getting that MCU 2 update as well as the Autopilot 3 hardware upgrade. We're still waiting to hear back on ours as to when we can get that upgraded.
Yep. And then, so just so everyone's aware, because we talked about this, here is a copy of the Tesla versus Alameda County, California complaint for injunctive and declaratory relief. If you want to read it, there's your case number.
Get some glare.
Oh, got a little bit of glare. Can't find where the camera is, but there's that. If you want to poke around and see what Tesla is claiming and what everybody's claiming, might be interesting to see. So,
oh, I see John Check. I'm just jumping ahead. John Check says we should take the Cybertruck to Fort Riley, Kansas. Well, guess what, John? My family all lives. My family lives all. My aunts, uncles, my brother, everybody, grandparents live in Manhattan. So I drive across Kansas all the time in my Model S, and so we will definitely be taking the Cybertruck out there one of these days. So hit us up. We'll definitely be announcing when we're coming through there. So we know Fort Riley is right off of I-70 there. So we hit us up and we'll stop by one of those artillery pieces and get a picture with you or something.
Heck yeah. Diego Falcon, do you guys ceramic coat the cars? If so, is it worth it? So we have. It just makes cleaning the car much easier, and you don't have to really worry too much about like scrubbing and stuff like that. Like his is covered in PPF, but also ceramic coat, and it cleans so easily. So my advice is yes, but again, it kind of depends on what you normally do. Some people don't do any of stuff like that. So it's,
and we definitely notice it's advantageous to have that, especially in the winter, because with all the snow or the ice when it's all melting and all the gunk they throw on the road, whenever it gets kicked off the car, we had the Model 3 that Eric was driving, the all-wheel drive one, and it would just be covered in dirt, whereas my Model S, same color, and it was so much cleaner. It's stuff like just didn't stick to it. Or when we did wipe, you could just wipe it off, and it took a lot more work to clean that uncoated one.
Yep. The nerd says, are you getting a free Roadster from referrals? We are getting a few. Huge thanks to anyone who used our referral code, uses it in the future. By all means, if somebody has helped you, definitely use somebody who has helped use referral code. But if we have helped you, you're more than welcome to use ours. It is listed down below.
And that works on the 3, the S, and the X, but not on the Model Y or
not
the
on
Cybertruck.
Yep. Exactly. Or the Roadster.
And you can also use it on solar. And,
that's a big thing.
And definitely we've helped a few people with their solar projects. And if you have any questions about solar, definitely drop them here or send us an email and we can help answer those.
Yep. Stuart, you should do an Instagram live for the next defrosting video so we can watch it live. It might be a couple months.
Yeah, we could do that though. I mean, I don't know how exciting it would be. Might only have like 3 people watching it, but it'll be recorded and for posterity's sake or whatever, but we could do that next time.
Yeah, we totally can.
Hopefully, so yeah, we didn't have the Yeah, maybe the Cyber. Well, no. Did we do the Y yet? Yeah, we did the Y.
Yeah, we
That
did
was
the Y.
That was the one we just. That's the
heat
last
pump.
one we did. Yeah, with the heat pump, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we totally can. It's just gonna have to wait till we can get some snow.
It'll be some like ASMR video where we just have
right?
our snowing on the car and we get covered in like 6 or 8 inches of snow, and then we turn on the defrosters. That we should do that, and I don't care if we don't get any views. At least some people will enjoy it.
I
They sit
mean,
and
it would
watch
be easy
snow
to
in our
edit.
car.
So
yeah,
you'll,
we'll just transmit it live, broadcast it live.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So there, coming at you.
But you gotta wait till snow. I mean, there's still
Yeah.
a chance we'll get snow in the next couple of weeks in Colorado, but it's not gonna be anything that sticks around. So we'll probably gotta wait till at least October before we're gonna have any good, accumulation here.
Yeah. Sal, thank you for the idea for the cargo mat to go up the back of the rear seats. I will mention that to everybody and see what ideas can we come up with. It's a great idea. On what about suicide doors? I mean, sorry, I'm looking at the picture of the Y. I have it right here. Oh, now look, now the screen's fixed.
Weird.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That would look really interesting with suicide doors.
I always thought, before
I'm not gonna lie.
I always wondered too, like, I know some people like them, like kind of like minivan doors, because I've seen some cars, they have them, they're not as bad as on a minivan, but if the windows were just right, or the tracks were just right, a door that just slid straight back would have worked for me, but, I like it the way it is.
The only thing on here though is if it slid right back, there would be lines.
Because of the way that its car is shaped, they can't really
Yeah.
do that. On some other cars where they have a larger window behind the C-pillar or whatever,
Yeah.
there's more of ability
Where-
to put the lines there without being
Exactly.
noticeable.
And most vans come straight back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
down, so that gives them the ability.
So that's probably why they can't do it.
Yeah. But I mean, suicide doors that'd be pretty interesting. Let's see. Wise panoramic roof is breathtaking. Yeah, absolutely love it. Trying to see some of these. Where did you even order the diecast models from RC? Tesla.com. Is it shop.tesla.com?
Yep.
Yep, right there. So it's all direct from Tesla. Trying to get through some of these. Let's see. So floor mats for Tasmanian codes. I'll work on that and post it somewhere. I'll figure something out for you guys. Mark says still no hardware upgrades for Australia. Is that one that you answered when you were talking about the hardware upgrades?
No.
Okay. So hopefully that comes soon.
Yeah, so the announcement was they're scheduling those for the United States so far. So yeah,
that's what it was.
Other
Okay.
countries come at a later time. Unfortunately, we don't have any time frame on those, but hopefully they can get, once the factory gets open again, they can start, doing manufacturing as well as start shipping out the part kits and stuff for those retrofits.
Yeah. Let's see. Steve V is very adamant with no minivan doors, all caps, yuck.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I was just going to say it's not going to happen. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about it.
It is an easy way, though, to be able to open your door without having to swing it open.
Yeah, or worry about it hitting something overhead.
Exactly. There were some designs way back in the day. Actually, okay, I say that, but it's not that long ago.
Couple years
that the
ago.
door actually swung under the car.
Oh,
the
yeah,
only
those are
issue,
weird.
though,
Yeah.
is snow in Colorado. Good
Yeah,
luck with that.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm totally fine with the doors on the Y. The only thing I do kind of wish they would kind of carry over from X, I understand why they don't, because they want to keep X super special, is I'm like kind of a fan of those automatic front doors where I can literally just press on the brake and it closes it.
Yeah, or use the buttons from the center screen to close them on both sides. Yeah.
I really like that feature. It was the ultimate lazy inside of me being very happy. On anything in the grapevine on mud guards, I assume you talk about Model Y. I've been asked by some people, but I haven't received anything.
I'm sure there's going to be some third-party ones coming out. I mean, the Model 3 has a few different ones, so I'm sure they're going to be for the Model Y soon.
The issue right now for anyone who wants to make mud flaps is just going to be getting their hands on a car so that they can scan it and make something.
There's so few Model Ys out there, and,
Exactly.
and with the delay and shutdown of the factory, it's just delaying those third-party accessories that much more.
Exactly. So eventually there definitely will be. Let's see. Jim said there is a $250 discount for Powerwall referral in addition to a $250 discount for Tesla Solar. Is this new? I saw a referral link today.
Oh, that's
I'm not
interesting.
familiar with that. Let me check.
That would
my
be cool though,
account.
because people can't, especially now with them teaming up with Sunrun and being able to just sell Powerwalls that way. I wonder if they could use that with the Sunrun install. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking it up real quick. I just don't want to show my screen, if you know what I mean. Personal
just go to the
information.
referral screen.
Yeah. Although now it's just taking forever to load. Cool, Tesla, you do you.
Oh well, then maybe they're updating their site right
Yeah,
now.
maybe they're updating site right now. We'll see in just a few. Let's see. Mark says sliding doors, they can put the track on the door instead of the body side. Oh, I didn't know they could do that. That'd be interesting. I mean, sliding doors would be pretty dope if done right. On a Model X, I wouldn't want it in a cold environment. You let all the heat out of the vehicle when you open those doors. True.
Definitely some big doors, and definitely it makes entry
Yeah.
and exit that much easier. But yeah, it would probably let it. Also, we've seen a problem where if you have a lot of snow on there, if you open up those Falcon Wing doors, sometimes that snow can just fall right in.
Yeah, everything I've heard though, like Falcon Wing doors are great if you want to get in the car and kind of protect yourself from rain, and also like if you have like child seats you take in and out, stuff like that is really great in Model X. I loved our Model X so much.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a great car. I was talking to David, I don't know, a week or two ago. Probably would have kept it if it had the
It was a
new
Raven. Basically, we got that Model X
So-
in early 2019. One of the first cars of any Tesla car that had Autopilot 3 in it, and that's why we were excited to get it. Unfortunately, like 2 weeks after we got it, they came out with the Raven suspension and the increased range. So we missed out on that by a couple weeks, but it was still a great car for what we bought, and we got exactly what we purchased, what we ordered. So
Yeah.
can't complain.
And then I don't remember who it was that we were just talking to about the referral code. Oh, Jim. There you go. So I'm looking in my referral loot box and online and everything just says it's only $250.
On solar.
Oh, you and anyone using your referral link each earn $250 award after system activation for solar panels or solar roof. I don't see anything on Powerwall. So I'm not sure about that yet. TBD. I'll do some digging. Let's see. How big is the Model Y compared to an X compared to 3 and S? The X is really huge. So again, the Y is kind of like
in
between a Model Y and a Model 3.
Well, show them the ball counts for, that's for volume size. It's only slightly larger than a Model 3,
So, like,
footprint wise. But if you look at the
We'll
the
start
volume
from like
size,
the bottom and go up, or like the smallest face and go up. Model 3 was 6,584 balls. Next up, we have Model S at 7,058 balls. Then we have Model Y at 7,822 balls, which is a bigger difference between Model S and Model Y than 3 to S.
yeah,
That's interesting. But then Model X is 9,078. Just blows everybody out of the water.
yeah, it's a lot more volume in the Model X.
Yeah. So,
But footprint wise, the Y is not that much longer than the Model 3.
no, it's really not. It's just a little bit taller, which is great. It gives you more room.
But it definitely has more leg room in the second row. I mean, it's about, is it like 5 more inches or something compared to?
Yeah, I think it was
Model
like
3?
4 or 5.
It's definitely more comfortable in the second row for the Model Y.
Yeah, I guess next time we go on a drive, you'll have to drive so I can experience the back seats.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've only driven the Model Y once so far. I've
Yeah.
really only driven a Tesla, any car, in the last 2 months. I only drove it once for like 20 miles. So yeah, I need to drive some more, I guess. It's been
Yeah.
rough just sitting at home all the time.
Yeah. Let's see. DB, any other EV manufacturers that interest you? I mean, of course there's Rivian. Very interested in them. They are going to be delayed with everything, though. The
Well,
Porsche kind of interested me, but after the price and everything, Porsche didn't treat me right. So you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to be sour towards them. They want to be mean to me. I'll be mean right
And they're
back.
still pretty expensive too. And
Yeah, the
yeah.
Porsche Taycan's stupid expensive for what you get.
And VW's been announcing for the last 4 or 5 years that they're going to be the #1 manufacturer of electric cars.
The competition is coming.
And it's been 4 or 5 years, and
and
then they still sell just a tiny fraction of electric cars compared to what Tesla's doing now. So if they're going to do it, they need to actually
they need
do
to
it.
commit and do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I 100% agree.
So we'd be happy to see any other electric vehicles, but there's just not a lot of competition still.
Yeah,
And when we were in China, though, you got to see, we saw some neat cars in China.
exactly. And I still have all that footage from all the other EV makers from China. I just haven't edited it all because it's first I thought I lost all that footage, and then I recently found it, and then I just have been slammed with other videos. But I'll definitely try to work on that video because it is interesting what other EV companies are coming up and what they're doing. Some EV companies are easier to work with than others, though. I've reached out to some, and some have reached back saying they'd love to like let me check out their cars sometime once everything works out. And some literally have reached back and said, no, we don't want to work with you or whatever.
What was the model we drove? The
the Karma Rivero.
Karma Rivero. That was a nice car.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that one wasn't
the totally electric version.
Wasn't
but
totally
they
electric.
said they were going to be coming out with a fully electric version, so we were interested in seeing that. That was like a hybrid that they had. It was still nice.
Yeah.
And it did have like a totally electric mode, but the battery range wasn't nearly, what you would
wasn't
expect.
where I wanted.
Yeah, but they said they are coming out with one. We should contact them again because they...
I can't say anything.
Yeah. But definitely, there's a lot of...
But yes.
We're in touch with some of these other manufacturers. Though, so
yeah.
And if you look back, I don't remember if that was like 6 months ago, but when we did the test drive of the Karma Rivero.
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely check back for that. But we're interested in all makes and models.
Yeah, I haven't discounted anything, but the issue I have is when I've walked into some of these dealers asking about their electric models, even as a buyer, they literally look at me and then they try to point me to something else.
Yeah, they want you to sell you a gas car. I mean, and it's been this way for years.
I don't like that.
Years ago, when Honda came out with an electric EV, we were trying to get any information on it, and they're like, "No, it's only available in California. You can't buy it." And no matter what, most other companies are still just trying to push their internal combustion engine cars.
But I also have issues. You know what? I'm just gonna straight up call it like it is. Porsche. Never doing business with them probably because I literally went into that dealership. They didn't want to even talk about a Taycan to me. All they wanted to do is either A, get me on something else or just not even pay any attention to me.
Yeah.
So as someone who might actually buy it, I mean, it's not out of the realm. We were actually looking at potentially buying a different EV instead of Model X.
Yeah,
and we became very close to it. It just didn't do it.
We talked with Jaguar too about their Pace. Was it the iPace or whatever? And we walked in and the guy's like, "Oh, you'll have to talk to this guy," and that guy never called us back. So it's just like, we're showing up in our Tesla and they don't really want to talk to us.
But the issue is with that, it's not just that we showed up in a Tesla because the Tesla was parked far enough away. They have no idea that was ours.
Yeah, it's just weird. They're just not trying to sell them.
No, they
only have one guy at each dealership. They don't want to be associated with them.
But I'm more than happy to look at other brands. I am more than happy to check other things out and just know, it is what it is. I'm trying. Some brands we are actually looking at and getting receptive care and everything.
So I see a couple questions. One for the Model Y. Anwin was asking how many miles. We have just shy of 1,500 miles. So, Eric's putting them on there slowly but surely. Another question, somebody was asking about the Model 3, so if you give an update about the Performance Model 3.
No update.
No update. We still have a Performance Model 3, but it's still not in the country. We'll say that.
No update. Sorry. I know it sounds like I'm a broken record. I swear I'm sorry. It's the way things go sometimes.
And with the shutdown of, the world, it's, that's kind of delayed things, I think.
Yeah. Matthew says, will they ever add a heated steering wheel to the Model Y? Probably not. I'm going to be straight up. I wish they would, but I don't think they will. Maybe. You never know. Let's see. They should add Falcon wing doors to the Cybertruck.
Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
I see. Oh, John Check, he was just talking about Fort Riley. He said he ordered that center console shell for the Model Y, which you just did the video on.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty nice. We just went on the ride in the Model Y today, and I got to see that. I hadn't really looked at it, but it really looks nice.
Yeah. No, it looks
like the carbon fiber.
Beautiful.
Are they all only the carbon fiber?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But it looks nice. I just wish that I think that it doesn't quite match yet the wood trim.
Yeah, need to get rid of that.
So we're going to do something with that if we keep this car longer. It depends on when the next Model Y comes, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing is like what level of modifications do we want to commit to on this Model Y or accessory edition modification, whatever you want to call it, because it will probably be sold or traded in when we can get a white on white.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, we originally ordered a performance white on white Model Y, but it didn't come soon enough. And so back in March, we got a call from Tesla, and they asked if we would take a performance Midnight Silver Metallic, and we were like, sure. And we do still have an order for both a performance white on white as well as just an all-wheel drive white on white. Whatever one comes first, that's the one we'll keep, and then we'll be go ahead and trading this in or selling the current one, which we got in March.
Yep. Let's see. Steve says, I have enough money to pay off my house, buy a Model X, or install solar and buy a Model Y. What should I do? Well, I mean, I'm not going to like tell you how to spend your money. But at the same point, if it were me, I would probably get solar and a Model Y.
Yeah, so one thing I would say, what's your interest rate on your mortgage? Probably refinance it.
Very true.
Don't pay it off. You don't. But refinance it because loans. I just saw loans the other day. They're like 2-point-something%.
I saw some that were 1-something.
Yeah, so it's insanely cheap. So it's almost free. So I would definitely consider solar because one, there's still like a 26% tax credit if you get it installed this year,
and it saves you money.
So that
every month.
So if you pay, I don't know how much you'd be paying, but take off 26% of that, so it's just decreases the price on solar that much more. And the solar is going to last you for 25, 30 years at least. And so that's, I think, the best bang for the buck. And prices are only going to go up on your electric bill unless you have solar. So I would definitely say get solar.
And you get a Model Y too, because it's solar and a Model Y.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or just a Model X, or just pay off the house.
Okay,
so
yeah, we'll get
you can get a Model Y and solar.
And you can charge that Model Y with your solar panels.
Exactly.
I mean, if you saw our solar update earlier, we are having virtually zero electrical usage from the grid these days. It's just a very minor, a few watts throughout the day that I think it just does to keep the frequency in sync or something like that. But we're only using like a couple kilowatt hours per day.
Yeah.
And I think I misspoke for a second there. I said watts, but I meant kilowatt hours. But we are earning, all of our solar is just going where we live. We have a time of use, so it's cheaper to charge at night if we do take it from the grid. But our solar system's so big that we can charge up our power walls throughout the day, charge up all the cars. We're not doing as much driving as in the past, but we power the house almost, 99% right now. And, in the rest of the summer, it's going to be 100% solar powered.
Yeah. Solar's basically like printing money for yourself. You're saving yourself that electric bill every month. So that's just that much more money that you'll have in your pocket that you could potentially apply to your mortgage.
And there could be state incentives too.
Oh yeah, that too.
And definitely if you live in a state like California or Hawaii that has really expensive electric rates, it only makes sense to get solar installed because it saves you so much money electric bill. Some other states where they're like giving power away or where they have no incentives, or if you're up where there's clouds all the time, maybe not as much as incentive, but hopefully you live in a place where you get a lot of sun.
Yep. Carl, yes, we've actually suggested that too, adding the ability to honk while using smart summon, so hopefully soon. Baby Yoda, the Hitch weighs maybe like 40 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something like
it wasn't
that.
too heavy. I mean, when you do attach it to the crash bar and stuff like that, it maybe gets up to 80 or 100. I don't know. I guess we didn't weigh that.
No.
But it's not hard to put on there. I mean,
no, and the nice thing is one, you can still put the OEM cover and hide the hitch, and you would never even know it's on there.
Yeah.
So it fits great. Awesome Car Kid, why do you use Samsung? Because I love Samsung. I actually don't. The only Apple product I have is an iPad because some of my car instruments will only work with iPads.
Yeah.
Besides that, everything in the house is Samsung.
Pretty much, yeah. And they make everything. I mean...
Well, like Sam's... Well, that's a Samsung monitor. That's not. But
yeah, but I mean, our appliances, our washer and dryer, they have so many... They make all different kinds of things, not just the products.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they work, and they're so customizable on the phones. And we like them.
Yeah. Dave, when is the referral code going to be for Model Y? Probably not for like another year, to be honest. It was about a year delayed for Model 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it this year because they have so many pending orders and so much pent-up demand that they don't need to offer any incentives for the Model Y. I mean, they might bring it back later this year. I just don't think it's a priority.
I love how Steve said, where in the world is Performance San Diego? Get it like the
Carmen
Performance
San Diego.
Model 3?
Yeah.
Love it. Let's see. Gonna run through some of these real quick. Wow. Okay, sorry, I just jumped a bunch. Let's see. Greetings from Poland. Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. I saw Liberty Murph was talking about how Tesla's so far ahead of everybody else, and they are, and again, they're the only ones that have their own charging network, and they
That's
just make it
so
so much
crucial.
easier. You can drive anywhere in country, you can drive across Europe, you can drive across parts of Asia. It's just, you don't have to worry about charging, whereas with any other car manufacturer, you might have to have memberships to all these different charging networks, or if you do use one like Electrify America, it's going to cost you like 2 or 3 times as much as what it costs on the supercharger network.
Okay, time out in the chat. Brad King says he took delivery of his white-on-white Model Y last Thursday.
What? Oh, that's what we've been waiting for.
Please tweet me pictures so I can see how beautiful
Yeah,
it is.
I know
please.
we did see a few like all-wheel drive ones. Is it an all-wheel drive version? Because I saw a few had made it out and were built before they shut the factory down.
Oh, so jelly.
Yeah, we're jealous.
Please do tweet me photos though. I really want to see it. I love the white-on-white look. So awesome. Let's see. Oh, it's a performance too.
Oh, yeah. So that's what we had on order.
I know. Congratulations.
One of
man.
these days we'll get it.
That's so awesome. Awesome Car Kid said, would you buy a Nissan Leaf? I mean, probably not.
We're gonna. They're definitely though. It's a good car for.
It's not bad.
It's not a Tesla, but if you want to get into electric car, that's a good one. There are other cars out there like the Chevy Bolt and some other models that. If you don't have as much of a budget to spend on a car, you can definitely get by with that. The one thing I think, at least with the older model Leafs, is that they didn't have like a liquid cooled battery, so there was a big lawsuit because they were only air cooled and they had a lot of degradation. Whereas with Tesla and some of the other manufacturers, they have like liquid cooled batteries, which helps prolong the battery life.
Yeah.
But definitely, I mean, the Leaf is
It's great for like an all-around town car.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be doing long road trips, it's not gonna be very easy.
Yeah.
So, but if you're looking for just a car around town and everything, the price is right. You know what I mean? Like it's not bad.
And especially some, if they're a couple years old, you can get them insanely cheap.
Oh, yeah.
It's I know some people get them for like older models, but they were getting like $6,000 or $8,000. It's a lot cheaper than a Tesla.
Yeah. John says he got the carbon fiber cover for the wood dash on Model Y.
It looks nice.
Yeah, real carbon fiber is very expensive.
Yeah.
But the issue with carbon fiber on the center console is going to be that key card working. So that is why the carbon fiber effect piece from Abstract Ocean is so valuable for me. So you can still use your key card if you need it, and you don't lose that ability. But yeah, I do actually have the carbon fiber dash from Abstract Ocean. And that will be installed soon. It's still just trying to hold out to see if we can just put it directly on the white-on-white model. So, because that's the one we're ultimately going to be keeping. The nerd says, any thoughts on Plant of the Humans?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, there's a Michael
movie?
Moore. There's a Michael Moore movie that came out that was basically saying that like green energy or renewable energy isn't that great, and it seems like I don't know if he's.
Michael Moore is dead to me.
No, well, normally he has some really good movies.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen this one yet, but it's like I don't agree with that because I mean, again, we have solar. We can provide all of our energy, and if the grid goes down, we can still totally live. Drive our cars and everything with solar, and so many wind turbines going up. I don't see how they can say it's bad.
Yeah.
I'd rather live on a wind farm and a solar farm than in an oil refinery or an oil field.
You bet. GM, my P100D lease is ending. Not sure what to get next or wait in a few months.
Yeah, I guess it depends on when its lease ends. Because if it's not until like September or October,
you might be able to get a
I
Y.
would wait and see. But no.
Oh,
the Plaid S.
There might be a Plaid.
May be coming out. So.
I mean, I honestly still think Plaid S and X are going to be delayed maybe till late this year, early next year.
Yeah. So
just with everything happening.
But I mean,
sometimes some leases, again, I've never leased a car, it's just what I've heard. Some leases you can add like an extra 6 months to the end of it or something. So maybe if you can do that, you can try that to just buy you a little bit of time.
Somebody's asking about the supercharger again.
Whereabouts?
Let's see.
You just want to take it?
Peter Keisel.
Oh, why is there a supercharger standing there?
This supercharger right here.
Because I found it on eBay and spent way too much money on
but
it.
But
it
was not a real supercharger that was actively in production that we just picked up and put in the back. It was a store model. So basically, back when the Tesla galleries were built all around the country, they only had the Model S at the time, and so in order to fill up the rest of the store, they had the skateboard showing the inside workings with the motor and where the battery goes, and then they also had these supercharger shells in the stores just to show you what they look like and what you could expect to see when you go to charge your car. And as they added new models such as the X and the 3, they started fitting those cars into the stores. They didn't have room for the skateboard anymore or the supercharger sales, so they started clearing out their stores. And somebody found this one in a dumpster, and we bought it. It is not functional, but it has all the same parts.
It has all the parts. We actually took it apart. There's a YouTube video.
I mean, this
on
is
it.
a really hefty cable. This is like a V2 cable. It's really thick and heavy, and it's got all the guts on the inside.
It's got the lights. Do you want to flip the lights real quick?
Yeah. So
I can see?
so that's just like on the,
see.
It's kind of got to move the camera up a little bit.
No, you can see it.
But basically, it's
It's kind of fun.
It doesn't work, but it looks good.
Robert M. The liquid cooling. How do you know when you have to drain it and refill it? The liquid cooling in Teslas you don't touch. I'm sure it would flash something on the screen if you need to take it in, and then they would do it.
Yeah, it's really something. Teslas are hardly any maintenance. I mean, I have never spent a dime in like 3-something years on service on my car, and we haven't done any maintenance. There's no annual maintenance or anything like that. Okay, the only thing I've spent money on is windshield wipers, and so but I mean, that's something we've done myself. I've never had.
But what about washer fluid?
And okay, washer fluid. But I'm saying at the service center, we don't have to take it in, and we don't have to pay. You don't have to do the coolant or anything like that. There have been some cases where somebody's radiator gets hit by a rock, or they run over a speed bump at 50 miles an hour. Then
but those are like extenuating circumstances.
Then they have some problems, and they got to get their coolant refilled. But they have other problems too. So But we haven't had any issues like that. So not something. But also, I've seen when people do get those error messages, or they get an error message that tells them there's something wrong with the cooling system.
Yeah. Let's see. DB, any chance Abstract Ocean will have other colors and finishes for the console covers? I'm not sure, but I will certainly ask them as soon as this live stream is over. It's a great idea. Let's see. Mace says, what's more comfortable, the office chair you're in now or the gaming chair next to you? So, to be honest, I prefer the gaming chair. But we actually have another gaming station right there, so that's where David games, and this is where I game. But when I game, I use that. But if I use that while we're in the live stream, it blocks everything like here. It blocks a lot, so we don't use that for the live stream. But it's very comfy, and it reclines literally all the way. So that's kind of nice. Let's see. The official Justin Wong, what do you use for editing your stream or videos? So stream, don't use anything. Well, to edit, I guess, I use OBS Studio with a bunch of custom skins over it, basically. And then I have like Stream Deck and everything, a ton of mics. It's ridiculous. But for videos, to edit those, I use the Adobe Suite. So mainly Adobe Premiere, but then you have like After Effects and stuff like that. Let's see. Rain-X washer fluid is great. I don't know if we've tried that.
We haven't. Not on these.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Brian says, I've had a Model 3 since fall of 2018. I've done nothing to it but replacing the wiper blades in 38,000 miles. I think when the weather's nicer, I'll change the cabin filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Cabin filter's super easy to change. If you wanted to upgrade, you actually can with the
HEPA
mini
filters,
bioweapon defense mode HEPA filters that Abstract Ocean sells. We actually did those in the 3, and it worked out great. We did a test, too, and it was actually pretty interesting. Let's see. Sent a couple of pics on Instagram. Getting people. Okay. Tag is Tesla. Okay. I got to view these photos real quick. Sorry. A white on white performance Model Y has graciously come in here. Okay. Where is it? You say, okay. Sorry. I'm looking for them. Maybe I should I'll do it after stream.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait. On says DC or Marvel? I don't really know. Is that bad?
I guess I never pay attention.
I don't really pay attention.
It's been a while since I've seen a superhero movie, so
it's been a long time.
I don't know. To me, it's like I used to watch them, but it seems like they're almost always the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So gaming chairs I thought were just for hype too until I tried that one, and I've really loved it. Let's see. There's a game called Snowrunner where you drive trucks around, arcade simulator. Wish they had Tesla Semi.
Oh, tell them, what was that? Forza
3. Somebody built a Model
They made our
S.
car in the.
Let me see if. Oh, it was a story, so I won't be able to pull it up. Anyway.
I'll send it to you. I get a screen capture of it, so I'll find it and send it to you.
Okay.
But basically, they took my car, the Model S, and they put it in the game, so you could actually drive it in the game.
It was pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Car Guy, did you see the YouTuber Dan from What's Inside change the filter in his X? Yep. I've actually hung out with Dan a couple times. We've made a couple videos together. Cool
There,
guy.
I just sent you the.
Oh, you sent one?
The Forza.
There it is. Okay. So here is the photo that somebody made on Instagram.
Or the model. So they.
And it is David's Model S.
Pretty close to my Model S. He did
Pretty
a
darn
really,
close.
really
I mean,
good
it's
job.
autopilot 1 instead of 2. We'll accept it, though.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, though.
It's pretty close. I mean, it's pretty good representation. If you go out in the garage right now, it would look really similar to that. You definitely recognize it.
Yeah.
And you can, yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
DB says, by the way, Money Heist is good. Thanks for the tip.
Yes.
We have 4.
3 episodes left.
We have 3
are almost
episodes
done.
left.
It's like
of
4 seasons, and we
the
have only 3
4th.
episodes left, which we will be watching here soon.
Yeah, we might actually just binge it tonight. It is 7:30, and we have about 3 hours left.
Yep.
Get us 11's not too bad.
It keeps us entertained. We've been watching it for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And there's some plot holes. There's like, why didn't
yeah.
they do this? But there's a lot of good stuff that really makes you think, and it's a cool show.
It's a wild show. If you haven't seen it, I advise you to, if you're of age.
Definitely, yeah, for mature audiences.
Mature
Just a little
audience only.
blood and some violence and stuff like that.
Dan's asking, will we be doing a wrap on Model Y? Yes. We're going to do something.
Yeah, not this one though. I don't think on the Midnight
No.
Silver Metallic, but once we get the white one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we get the white one, we're going to be doing a lot more to it. It's just, I don't want to do too much to the Midnight Silver Metallic because, so we got this car originally because we wanted a Y for some content, but also there was potentially some family that might have gotten it. Some friends were interested in getting one, but they didn't want it like right then and there. So we also talked about maybe putting it on Turo. I don't know. There are a bunch of ideas, but I don't want to do too much of this and then we end up trading it in or something. So that's why a lot of the more modifications or like stuff like that is going to be waiting until we get the white on white.
I see Steve V was talking about Money Heist too. He says it's great in Spanish, and
Oh my God.
the foul language is outstanding.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. We sometimes turn on the closed captioning and stuff,
Just for
and
fun.
and you read it, and they're saying like 3 different things, and the closed caption doesn't match what they're saying at
No.
all. It's funny.
Yeah.
So it's like they had 2 different people write that stuff. I don't know, but it's funny.
It's hilarious. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, mature audience only. If anyone here is younger, make sure you get parental permission first.
Yeah.
I just need to say that.
I saw John's asking if we saw the Model Y on eBay for sale. There's actually been at least
There's
3.
been a couple of them.
2 or 3 for sale. And we actually know, or the one that we saw was actually delivered at the exact same time that we picked up ours. It was basically the guy behind us was taking delivery of his Model Y, and then he went and instantly listed it on eBay. And then we've seen a couple other ones out there. Some of them seem kind of expensive, but right now, there's none being built, so if you want one right away, that's the only way to get one. You're gonna have to pay a premium. But in the coming weeks, once the factory gets back online and they start churning those out, I mean, we might have another Model Y, in June, maybe even later May. So I don't think they're gonna be able to demand that premium on eBay anymore.
Mace, is that you that we met up with in California? Maybe.
I know we met a Mace in California.
I know,
Like
it looks like he has a
from, like-
Tesla as his avatar. I don't know. If that is you, Mace, hi.
I know,
Hope you're doing well. Because he said shout out to Morrison Hiker, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe that is him. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had that, and I remember he had like the
Yeah.
arachnid wheels, and he hung out with us.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Oh, it is him. Hey,
Hey, cool. Haven't
nice
seen you in a
seeing
while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
seen. Yeah, it's been a long time. Real quick, Haitian Jamal, did you guys order a Cybertruck? Yes, we actually ordered 2, but we're really only going to be keeping 1. Originally, the all-wheel drive, the dual motor was going to be out before the tri-motor, but the tri-motor is what I really want for that extra range. So we ordered 1 of each to see how they do deliveries, but now tri-motor's been pushed up. So hopefully we can just get the tri-motor or the plaid, whatever that's going to be if it's not tri-motor, and just get 1 and be done. But I really want that range. I'm so excited for that. We'll be able to go pretty much anywhere we want, especially off-roading, which is what I really want to do. Let's see.
Why don't you pull up Better Route Planner or something?
For what?
So somebody's asking if he'd be able to make it from Denver to Copper Mountain. That's only 78 miles. Yeah, he shouldn't have any problem at all because going up there.
Denver to Copper
Yeah, I don't
Mountain?
know if you even need Better Route Planner because just looking at 78 miles, if you live in like downtown Denver, Copper Mountain is only
Is
70.
it a Model Y, I assume?
I don't know, but yeah, Model Y wouldn't be any problem at all. But the nice thing is going up into the mountains, there's the supercharger in Silverthorne, but there's also one in Idaho Springs. But coming back down, it's almost all downhill. So it's like, it's not a problem once you're in the mountains coming back.
I'm typing it in real quick.
Yeah.
Well, here, I can show you guys.
I was going to say bring it
screen.
over and show it to him how you're doing it, but
I just need to make sure no personal data was on there. So Denver, Colorado to
like Copper Mountain.
Copper.
And I don't know if he said what car he had. Let me see. But
I think it's a Model Y.
it's not going to be a problem on any Tesla, really. It's only, it's not that far. And while you're looking that up, I see that KK was asking about superchargers in Ridgeway. We heard that, if you look at like the town planning meeting or minutes or whatever, they are planning on, or they are working with Tesla on putting a supercharger in the Ridgeway area. It's not on Tesla's map yet, but it should be coming hopefully sometime this summer.
Yeah. I think you had an all-wheel drive long-range Model Y. That's what I'll put in there for now.
But it's only 78 miles, so there shouldn't be any problem getting to
If
Copper
you
Mountain.
leave it 90%, your reference consumption will just leave all that.
And put it back. Go back to your thing and go back. So back to Denver. There's another add at the bottom. You have to say add. Yeah.
And then Denver.
Yeah. And this is just downtown Denver, depending on where you live. But also there's a
They changed this around a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not as familiar
there's a
with it.
classic version. You should show them how to get to the classic
So
version.
if you start in Denver and have an all-wheel drive Model Y with 90%, you can get up to Copper and be at 48% and get back down to Denver at home with 24%.
And that's without charging at all.
Yeah.
But if you do that trip, you're going to go by the Lakewood Supercharger.
And the Silverthorne.
Idaho Springs and Silverthorne.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you have 3 different superchargers. And if you're coming from south, then you could go by the Lone Tree or something like that. Or if you come from up north, there's Thornton. So there's all kinds of superchargers. But the nice thing about Tesla, they've got a big enough battery that you could do that trip, whole road trip, never need to supercharge.
Yeah.
Or if you are up there at Copper Mountain, there's some public chargers that you could charge at, like if you're staying in a hotel overnight, or if you're skiing during the day or mountain biking, you might be able to plug your car in and charge it slowly during the day.
Yep. Let's see. Did you guys tell them that the Model 3 and Model Y share the same hitch and the Model Y does not need the wire harness? The 3 does. Yes, but they actually are different hitches that they made.
But also with the Model Y, it's got the wiring in there.
Yeah. So you just need like an extension, but Tesla doesn't sell those yet. Hopefully soon. Let's see. Sorry if you already covered this, but if you could only have one, Model 3 performance or Model Y performance. So it depends what you want to do, Mace.
Well, first I'll say, we're lucky enough to have both.
Well,
but
yes and no.
Unfortunately, our Model 3 performance has been out of the country for like last 8 months.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Eric would you say the Model 3 or would you say Model Y?
I guess it depends. If I want it to drive, like I want to race it. I want to take it to the track. I want to have fun with it. I would definitely say Model 3 performance. Now, if it were something where I was like, I want a fast car, maybe potentially on like the streets. I want to do some good 0 to 60 runs, but I want a more comfortable car. I would do the Model Y because you get the hatch, you get a bigger car, and really you don't sacrifice hardly anything on range over the Model 3.
It's almost the same range, and you have so much more room. The second row is so much more comfortable, and the hatch makes it so much easier. You can store so much more cargo in there. Definitely more volume, but also, as we were just talking about, the tow hitch. It's going to be.
You can do that on Model 3 too.
Yeah, but
you can do more with the Y.
tow hitch if you want.
Yeah, you can do a lot more with the Y. I'm super happy with the Y.
Yep.
If you gave me both right now, I would say Model Y because very few people really go to a track and really get to push their Model 3 to the limits. So my opinion would just be Model Y performance.
And also, as we were talking about earlier, the footprint's almost the same.
Yeah.
The Model Y is only slightly bigger on the outside than the Model 3. So if you can, drive one on and fit it on your street, you can a Model 3, you can do that with the Model Y as well. It's not going to be a problem size-wise.
Yep.
But there's so much more room on the inside. And as we were talking about the numbers earlier, volume-wise, it's actually a lot more room than even a Model S.
Yeah. Let's see. Official Justin Wong, where would you go for your road trip? When I get mine, I want to New York from California. We've been to California a bunch. I definitely want to try to do like Moab. Maybe go up north, hit up Canada. I don't know. It really depends how things look when everything opens. Brad, where did you get the trunk tray for Model Y? It's actually from Tasmanian. It's an unreleased product yet, but if you sign up on his website for pre-orders, and I don't believe he's even charging for pre-orders, you just put in your email. You can get an email when those will be ready. But I should have a video on that dropping not this week, but the following week, and you can see all those product offerings.
Yeah, they got a lot of accessories. Really nice.
Definitely 2 thumbs up.
Yep.
Let's see. Mark, our Model Y does not have the pedestrian speaker installed, but does have the wiring for it, and the undercarriage part of the front does have the holes in it.
Yeah, the holes in it. We've heard
In the
that.
mount.
I've only heard of one Model Y. I mean, not everybody's posting, but I've heard at least one Model Y has that speaker in it. I've heard a lot of people though say that they had the wiring, but it was like dangling down, so like it wasn't attached in there, right? But right now, Tesla is only required to install those pedestrian warning systems on like 50% of their cars, but come September of this year, it's going to be required on 100%. So the coming months, you're going to get those on the S and the X as well.
Yeah, you'll be hearing them.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
And you can, and hopefully they're going to have some customization by then,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can change it if you don't like the default sounds.
Yep. KK, I've been listening to you guys every week live. Best live stream. Thank you very much for the kind words. I really appreciate it. DB says Model Y is built better. Model 3 handles better. I mean, I don't necessarily... I think the build quality is almost identical between the two, to be honest. The nice thing that Model Y does have going for it, though, is that heat pump.
Yep.
Especially in colder climates, and supposedly even in hotter climates, because when you're driving, it should help cool everything down a little bit more.
Yeah,
we'll do some testing.
Probably
on that,
do some more
but-
testing. Maybe when we get the white one and get into winter, we'll do some more testing on the heat pump.
Yep. On said, wrap your Y in white and throw the white seats you have in there in your Y. Actually, I mean, we have 2 white front seats
in the other
from
room.
Model 3 that's actually overseas right now. The
We could
rear
put those
bench
in
we
there.
wouldn't have. We'd have to buy a rear bench in white and
Yeah.
white door panels, and then we would just change the exterior. I don't know.
Yeah, but we want the white. I don't know. We'll just
Depends how much it's going to cost me to upgrade.
or how long the delay is. But yeah.
Yeah.
But we could put those white front seats in. They should fit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the 3 and the Y share the same front seats. Just the Y's on like footers.
Yeah, I see. Per Anderson's asking if we ever tested any cooler. That's going to be coming up in a couple weeks as well.
Yes.
For the frunk. We
Yeah,
have a
the
cooler for the frunk.
Tasmanian cooler. We are actually playing around with that as we speak.
And somebody's just asking too if we were using grid power or the power wall. Our house is pretty much, especially at this time of the year, powered by the power walls almost 24 hours a day. The sun just went down, so our solar stopped about 20 minutes ago. But let me just pull up the graph here. But yeah, we are currently taking 1.8 kilowatts out of the power walls to power the house. But yeah, we were able to, might pull up the solar graph or something, for
which day?
Like, the record day we had on Thursday, just the daily one. But basically this just shows, so the green above the line, the green shows when our power walls are
Zoom in a
powering the
little bit.
house. Yeah, so that basically shows,
So like this green right here.
that's when the power walls are powering your house. And the yellow, when you're not seeing green, that's because solar is powering the house. And I'm trying to point at the screen, but you guys can't see.
Here, use the mouse.
But if you see this part here, this blue, this is our household load. And the green is when the power walls are powering the house. This is the grid usage. It's really small. It's like 100 watts or something powering the house. And then throughout the day, you can see as the sun comes up, it powers the house, takes over, starts charging the power walls, and then my car charged, my Model S was plugged in, just needed to top off a couple miles, so that's why we had a spike in usage. And then that was about the same time the power wall started charging. Then we started sending everything back to grid. So this is all going back to the grid for the rest of the day. And then we can see we started cooking dinner. We have an induction range, and so when we turn that on, you can see that it's spiked up, used a little bit of grid power, and since this was during peak period, we have it set with our electric company, it charges more between 2 and 6, so we have it set so the power walls will always power the house at this time, so that we don't ever pay for those peak rates or even the part peak rates because the power walls charge us. And then later on in the night, as the sun went down, the power wall, took over again, and then you can just see our usage, and then again, very tiny usage from the grid, but it's only a couple watts, couple kilowatt hours per day now.
Yep. It's great. Yeah.
Love our solar and our power walls.
Sambong, I've heard great things about the audio in Model 3. Do you notice a difference in Model Y? I honestly think they sound very similar, and I think they both sound great. You can get really good bass. So if you like that bass, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you disconnect the pedestrian warning system, does it show an error? No, or at least not at this point.
Not at this time. Yeah, hopefully they don't change that, but right now it's not a problem.
Yep. John, have you met the guy from Iowa and Tesla? I think we met Brian.
Yeah, we met him
event.
at the Cybertruck event.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
he was in line like right in front of us, or in the next thing over at the Cybertruck event. Yeah.
Yep. W Wheeler 34 test the radar heater. We actually did kind of when we did our preconditioning, and it didn't turn on. So eventually we'll test it while driving.
Yeah, we didn't see anything.
And maybe you have to be in drive for it to heat the radar. We're not sure, but as of preconditioning, it did not turn on.
And what was interesting is on the Model S, we could see like the side cameras were heated, but on the Model Y they weren't.
Right. So it could be software.
Yeah.
It could be that they don't need them heated. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe it's you have to actually be driving for them to be running, and maybe that's something just with the newer ones that's different.
Mace is asking, do we keep the Powerwalls on self-powered or time-based?
We actually don't use either one of those. If they had a self-powered, we would want like a time-based self-powered, but they don't offer that. So we use we do use time-based. I'm sorry, I thought you meant backup. We use time-based with the balanced mode, and if they had a self-powered timed one, we would use that. But since they don't, we just have the time-based, and we have it set. We kind of fudged our periods a little bit because we wanted to charge our house or power our house as much as possible. So we told it that our peak period is from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it always powers the house, never uses anything from the grid during those times. And then instead of our peak period being from like 9 or from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. and then starting up again the next day at 9 a.m. until 2 p.m., we tell it that our part peak period goes until like 4 a.m. in the morning. And so only time that we would ever really use any grid power would be from like 4 a.m. until 6 a.m. But even as you can see from our daily graphs, the Powerwalls, we have so much charge in them since we have 4 Powerwalls that they're able to just even power us mostly 24 hours a day now. In the winter, it will draw more from the grid during those days when the Powerwalls are running low in the middle of the night.
Yeah. But yeah. I guess that's all the questions right now. We're coming up on like 2 hours, so we'll probably end up cutting it there. We gotta finish some Money Heist. We just got a couple episodes left, so we're gonna probably finish that off. But yeah, if you have any other questions or anything, definitely leave them in the comments once this video goes officially live. Once the live stream ends, it takes a little time for YouTube to process it and publish it live for everyone to watch. But yeah, definitely leave them down there, and we'll try answering your stuff. Congratulations to our 2 winners too, by the way. Let me just pull up those names.
Just do a
again.
quick recap on the Model Y.
So here we had
the ball pit video.
The Model Y winner was Matthias Martins Lopez at 7,818.
Just 4 off.
4 away.
Yeah.
Really good guess. And then for the whole sexy lineup, Electric Future was the winner with a guess of 30,587, only 45 away from the actual number. So huge congratulations to you two, and everyone, thanks for playing. It's always kind of fun to see what people guess. It kind of reminds me of like the jelly bean jar stuff, so it's kind of always fun. And we are doing more giveaways, so definitely make sure you subscribe. We got a lot more SSDs coming up.
We got these 6 SSDs coming up in the coming weeks, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun stuff we're giving away. But yeah, that's basically it. Again, though, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean, for helping make all this possible. If you guys are looking to accessorize your Model S, X, 3, and Y, definitely check them out. All linked down below, and using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. A lot of really cool stuff, and we actually have some more accessory videos coming this week, so stay tuned. But yeah, as always, don't forget, thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Go ahead and click subscribe and all that jazz. I don't know where it's going to end up. But yeah, and make sure you guys stay safe out there, and we will see you all next weekend. Have a good one. Bye.